I have Dollop tour dates to announce for the year 2024 of our Lord J-Town. We have our 10th anniversary show coming up in Los Angeles on April 27th. Guests are Karen Kilgariff and James Adomian. And then we are going to Australia, starting on May 13th in Perth, May 16th in Sydney, May 18th in Brisbane, May 20th in Canberra, May 22nd in Melbourne, and May 24th in Adelaide. You can get your tickets at dolloppodcast.com.
Top Class Actions alert. In a groundbreaking move for the payment industry, Visa and MasterCard have come to a historic $5.6 billion settlement. Top Class Actions is connecting business owners who accepted Visa or MasterCard from January 1st, 2004 to January 25th, 2019 to their share of this $5.6 billion settlement. Claim your share today at topclassactions.com/Visa. That's topclassactions.com/Visa.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dollop Podcast live at the Comics Lounge. Now please put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Dave and Gareth.
You there. Holy shit. Hi, everybody. The chants are just getting so strange.
Just one guy now.
Yeah. A lone gunman. Gary.
I'm Dave. This is Gary.
Gareth. Let's be honest, the back supported that when the front dropped the ball. And I don't even like the Gary chants, but... You see what I'm dealing with?
That went exactly where it should.
And it's your name.
To one man's shame.
It's your name. And they're just chanting your name.
But no one wanted to do it. It's not as fun.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. We're agreeing.
I disagree.
I don't think that's possible. We're agreeing.
This is our third Dollop in your country. We've done 2 in Brisbane. Here's something I've learned researching the Dollops, and that's that all of your cities hate each other. Yeah. And it's been that way since the beginning.
It's your foundation.
It's really crazy.
Yeah.
There'll be a little bit of that in tonight's Dollop.
Wait, what?
There'll be a little bit of the cities.
Oh, a city? It's a city turf war?
Yeah, it's all fucking... It's just really ridiculous.
I can't wait to hear about it. What about you guys?
But Brisbane's really nice. Fuck you.
It's strange.
They treated us really nice there. There's houses.
Oh, we gotta... Dude, talk about the flight. Qantas. Checking in. You and me!
Okay.
This is stand-up.
So we're in LA, and we walk up to the counter, Qantas, and we go, we checking in, blah, blah, and the guy goes, okay, passports, and then he takes the ticket, and he looks at it, and he goes, there's a comment on your boarding pass. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And he says, it says, no sleep till hippo.
So we're laughing.
And I was like, did I put that in there?
Yeah. Obviously,
and then I was like, no, I did that podcast. I booked these tickets months ago. I did the podcast recently. There's no way.
Yeah.
And then he takes out Gareth's ticket, and he says...
Prefers Gary. So there's some legend in the Qantas system.
Yes. There is somebody who works for Qantas who is a fucking legend.
Who's a legend.
And we both kept him, and we're going to
He's actually this trip's Ifty Gafty.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest tonight. Did you know that? I did not announce this guest because the show was already sold out. So I was like, well, how about we have a secret? Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Cosby.
Watch your drinks, gang. Get your hands over him when you're not sipping.
Celia Pacquola! Yay!
Shit. Guys. No, seriously. I'm glad you've introduced me because Bill Cosby is back there and I was like, fucking bring me out.
Give me the drink. Don't drink that. Do not drink that.
Don't drink it. Don't drink it.
Jesus God.
Oh, old fingers Cosby.
Hi, wow, this is exciting. Look at all these people who like you.
Everybody listens to Walk in the Room.
Yeah.
Is like, oh my God, episode 38, you said he was a rapist.
Oh.
I did.
Now
See, he's like, look at all these fans who support you. You're like, I called it.
Yeah.
To get back on rape.
Called it.
Sorry.
Anyway, go ahead with your stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel very welcome. That's nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So do you have
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
So on this tour, the guest is reading. You were told that, right? You're
Excited to hear what you have cooked up for us.
Yes. As long as you like stories about rape. I think you do. So I was sexually assaulted.
Dave, why don't you read what you have?
And
Silly, we got this.
all right.
I liked where you were headed.
But it had a surprise ending. You'll never know.
What was the surprise? Okay.
1860!
Thank God.
In the 1860s, Australia was feeling a bit sad because no one from the royal family had come down to visit.
What?
The nerve.
No.
For years, Australia had been begging for someone to come down from the royal family.
What? This is
The
weird
country
already.
didn't feel legitimate.
What? They'd be like, we're on your fucking money. What else do you want? You know what we look like?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. You guys were like,
You don't
"Come and
call, you don't write, you don't visit. It's like, are we even your nation anymore? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you turn up on our flag and it feels like you don't even call, you know?
Like an ignored stepchild, little Australia.
Yeah.
So finally, in 1867, Queen Victoria sent a royal down. Prince Alfred.
It's Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was an Alfred. You didn't know about Alfie?
No? Does he work for Batman?
It's one and the same.
Oh, my God.
He was 23 years old, the second son of Queen Victoria. He wasn't exactly the top of the heap.
Really?
His mom called him clever and odd.
Interesting. Nice to lead with clever.
The Queen was running things, and his brother was next in line for the throne, so Alfred was there in case his brother died. But other than that, not really anything going on. When he was young, he was sent to the British Navy because he really didn't have anything going on in the family, except for being, in the second chair. And he rose through the ranks quickly. He was lieutenant at 19. I don't know how he rose through the...
Well, he was clearly very good.
Yeah, I mean...
There's no nepotism there.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Because he's royal, guys.
Thank you.
She's on it. You got a smart
She's got
one over here.
Fingers on the pulse of the podcast.
Got it. Well, he might have just been really good. You don't know.
He was a captain and commanding his own ship at 22, the HMS Galatea.
Oh.
Huh? You guys remember that one?
HMS Odd would have been better.
Yeah.
You think it's odd?
I think if you'd called it HMS Odd.
Odd. What about Clever and
Clever
Odd, the ship?
Clever Odd, the boat.
These are catchy titles.
Claude?
Claude?
In 1863,
What just happened?
King Otto of Greece was deposed.
King Otto?
Otto.
Otto?
King Otto.
Okay.
You just insulted all of Greece.
Well, what are they going to do? Throw hummus at me? I got nothing.
So Greece needed a new king, and the country voted for Alfred to be their new king.
Wait. What the fuck happened? So wait, I'm sorry.
So they kicked out their king because he's a douchebag, and they're
then
like,
they're
we
like-
want a new king. Instead of being like, how about a democracy? They're like, let's get another one of those guys. And so they were like, that guy's doing nothing.
He's clever and odd.
And so they wanted him to be their king. They voted 95%. They had a referendum. 95% were in favor of
I didn't know
Alfred.
you elected monarchies.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's very old.
Why is Greece in the shitter?
I cannot figure it out.
Yeah.
But Queen Victoria was not down with Alfred being the king of Greece, so she was like, fucking stop that shit. And so she wanted him to be the Duke of Edinburgh and the Earl of Ulster and of Kent.
These are
which
really
happened in
great
1866.
titles.
So he's got a bunch of titles now.
Sure.
It's not that great. Alfred's a fucking piece of shit.
Jesus, Dave, don't pull punches.
To show how fun Alfred is, he was a stamp collector. And he played the violin, but he was really shitty at playing it. His playing was described as, quote, abominable. And he would have people over for dinner, and then right after the meal, he'd whip out the violin and make them listen.
They're just all vomiting at the table, like, oh, God, Alfred.
Now, the Queen decided Alfred should go on a royal tour of the British colonies. He left Plymouth, England in January 1867 on the Galatea. The plan was to first go to Gibraltar, then a stop in Brazil, then the Cape of Good Hope, and from there, Australia. The first ever royal tour.
It's awesome.
It's going to go well.
There's no doubt in my mind there's nothing wrong with his tour.
To be honest, I still can't stop picturing him as Alfred, as Batman's butler, like his whole time. Him playing a violin, he's still in like a suit and top and tails, and like, yes,
Mother, I
listen
can't.
to my violin.
I can't go on a tour. What will Batman do, Mother? What are you talking about?
I'm busy.
Who will iron his suits? Or whatever the fuck I do.
So is he currently the Earl and the Duke? He's not the King. So the Queen wouldn't let him be the King of Greece, which is dumb.
Yeah, he's not the King of Greece.
King of Greece sounds heaps cooler than an Earl.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah.
But Mommy didn't want it.
Right, but she still wants to get rid of him. All right,
Yeah.
so this is the first royal that Australia gets.
Yep, and he's coming for 6 months, and Australians, when they heard, they went, bug fuck! They could not believe how awesome this was.
Oh, okay.
They were like, oh my God, Alfred is coming to us!
He's clever and odd.
Started writing poems.
Whoa.
This was a time when people were excited about stuff, they would write poems.
Yeah.
Greet him with song and welcome right hearty ye good festive throng, the son of our queen who now visits your coast, a son of old England, each true Britain's boast. Loudly sound your trumpets, doubly beat your drums, cannons roll your thunder, the royal sailor comes. See our princely sailor comes.
Woo!
That was in the
It's really good.
Sydney
It's
Herald.
really good.
Yeah,
It was in the paper.
Yeah, it was in the paper.
Okay, so that's the best poem written about.
Well, it was,
Just interesting.
they made preparations in every city. He brought a personal painter who was there to talk art with him and also paint pictures of the trip.
Amazing.
He was like,
but that you can't be like like a painter on a trip is like, okay, nobody move for 10 hours. Okay. This is going to be great, guys. I'll tag you in this. It's going to be fantastic.
You would have just had to do that. Just have like a human selfie stick.
Yeah.
Like that's how you must have been able to do it.
No, that was what you did. Yeah. You were like, one of us facing the camera.
But you know, in those ye oldie times when you see those paintings, I always think, were just all painters shitty, or did people just look weird? You know, the painters
they
all
looked
have
weird.
really long necks and massive eyeballs. You're like, were the painters like spot on, and that's what people look like?
They were spot on.
Right, okay.
People were super fucked up.
Cool.
The trip on the Galatea did not go well.
Okay.
First, there was an outbreak of typhus.
Ooh.
Then one night, the ship's cook fell overboard.
Wait, what? How?
That's all it said. I couldn't find anything else about it.
Too much enthusiasm flipping a pancake. Like,
Hey, you guys watch this.
I dropped the spatula. No!
Alfred was very upset about the cook. He said, quote, had I been here, I would have gone overboard with him. I fear I will not another cook like him.
That's so amazing that he just misses the food.
Yeah. He's like, who's going to make the risotto?
I'll never forget his meals. God.
Now, the prince is supposed to first arrive in Perth, but he just sails past it.
Yeah, it's not like that's a large bit of coast to miss at all.
They had like all the people out there, and they're like, "Here comes the third."
Ready your poems! Ready your poems!
Get your poems ready.
Get your poems ready. He'll be coming.
He's not. They're not stopping.
Shut up and get your poems ready. Prince Alfred will be here.
Wait, is he waving? No, he's throwing a chef at us. That's
What?
weird. Why is that a chef over?
I think he gave us a chef body as a gift.
Oh, thank you.
We love you.
No reason was ever given for why he didn't stop. And in Perth, the local paper wrote, "We should never speak of this."
Because
Wait,
he
really?
mooned him. He mooned him for 2 months on the way past.
He stood him up.
Yeah.
It's like he catfished him.
So he's next scheduled to arrive in Adelaide, but
Celebrate.
no one knows exactly what day he will arrive. So they have men stationed in lookout towers all along the coast watching for the Galatea. And on the 29th of October, word goes out, the ship has been seen, the prince is arriving.
He's really...
People are thrilled.
Oh my goodness!
Everyone-
so excited! They're going to build in churches.
Yeah, everyone in the whole town comes down to the water. Fireworks are set off. Tons of rowboats head out into the bay to meet the ship.
I don't think he's coming.
Oh no!
And there is no ship.
No ship.
Turns out it was a false alarm.
What the fuck is he
So
doing?
everyone is sad, and they head back home. For whatever reason, everyone goes home. They leave the outlooks. They all just left and went home.
Oh no!
So there's no lookouts. There's no one on the coast, and then in rolls the ship.
Should have gone to Greece.
Oh, I thought they were looking forward to meeting me.
So
There was rumor of poems. I miss Batman.
I'd comfort eat if I had a chef.
So
I'd eat my feelings, but my chef drowned.
That's so funny.
So
Oh god. Yep.
the prince's ship comes in and no one's there, not a soul. So they anchor the ship and they just stay there for the night. And then they get up in the morning and still no one.
They were hurt.
And then they spot 5 guys who were in a little boat and they'd blown off work to go fishing. And they asked those guys to go into the city and tell everyone that the prince is here. And they're like, fuck, man, we're fishing. So
So he had to do it himself? Just go around door knocking. Hello, I'm the prince and I'm
Hi.
here. And where the fuck were you? Goodbye.
So those guys eventually go into the city. They tell everybody. Then everyone rushes down to the shore. There's reception committees.
Okay, so it worked out.
And they're like, sorry, we were here the day before. And the prince finally comes ashore. They have big ceremonies and whatnot. And at this point, everyone in the city is there. So now it's makeup.
It's what
time.
we all envisioned.
Australian papers are thrilled. The Argus wrote, "This is the beginning of a new era in the history of the world. From today, the eyes of the world will be on Australia as it welcomes its royal guest." We're somebody!
That is. That
we
is
do love a
desperate.
visitor. We really do love a visitor. And they're right. It was the start because now they won't stop fucking coming out here.
Uh-oh, that got weird.
What? Expect a parade. We get it. You got on a...
Write us a poem.
So the Australians have a lot riding on this, right? They think it's finally going to make them a country to be reckoned with.
So they're just crazy?
No, it's their part.
Yes, is the answer.
It's
You know,
like,
there's
it's
a
like
lot of
if today,
loyalists.
like a celebrity retweeted you. It's like, I exist.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the perfect analogy.
Actually, put it in perspective for
Yeah,
me.
there you
Okay. Because we all know what it's like when Seth Rogen retweets it. Am I right?
I feel sad for the people listening to this who couldn't see your shoulder action. Just like,
Many moves. I think I popped something, I'll be honest. I just feel a lot of cool fluid moving down my arm. Having a stroke. Finish without me, Dave.
I'll write you a poem.
Well, okay, so Australia's a chip on its shoulder because it started out as a penal colony, and
yeah.
now they're like, we're a real country, so they need this to. So it's like the
It just
Queen
sounds
saying,
like
"You're
somebody
not
who's been in a lot of bad relationships putting a lot on this one early.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. It's going to go great though.
I don't know anything. Anyway.
Only one public voice was not thrilled about the visit.
Batman.
Where are you, Alfred?
My boots are filthy.
Who's going to put on my pants?
The Batmobile's covered in mud and leaves.
I wish I could get involved in that, but I can't.
Yeah, I get it. The Freeman's Journal, which was run by Irish Catholics.
Oh, boy.
The newspaper said, quote, a pleasure cruise with a young Anglo-German gentleman, the son of a sovereign who had done nothing in particular to win the gratitude of Australians.
Wait, so...
That's the Irish Catholics.
So they're not happy that...
No, they don't care for it.
What the fuck is going on with them?
Well, we'll get there.
Okay, thank you.
Convicts have not been sent to Melbourne or Sydney or Tasmania for quite some time.
I seriously thought you said comics.
Comics. Comics, yeah, there's no comics going
I was like,
there
what are
anymore.
we?
They haven't had any good acts there for a while.
Oh, man.
And the prison transport ships are about to be wrapped up completely. The tour's the legitimate thing for the whole place. And now Adelaide is a city that never started as a penal colony, I guess.
Yep.
And that's interesting that they're, yeah.
That's
Okay.
probably
Correct.
why it could be so nice.
It's always...
Oh.
Yeah, well done.
If we went to Adelaide of our own free will.
So it's always been free settlers, and so they already think they're a little bit better than the other cities.
Yeah.
And now they've been chosen for the first city to Prince to come to, so they're like, hey.
Yeah, but they weren't fucking there.
Well,
I think they're that
they were
great.
there. They just weren't there.
No, they didn't
Fishermen
hang
who
in
don't
there.
have a good work ethic, you know?
I don't know. Maybe they were all in church. I've read that they have a lot of
They've a lot
churches
of-
there.
they do.
I can't wait to go
And
there.
murder.
Excuse me?
I'm glad
What?
you said it. Nothing.
I didn't say anything.
No, it feels like...
I was just talking about Adelaide. I was just saying how it has a lot of churches.
And then you said murder. Like
Murder.
Adelaide is the last.
Children are missing.
He's possessed, right? Okay.
Okay, so the city has set up a bunch of events and dinners and whatnot for the prince to go to, and the prince is given a personal footman.
You
Is that-
love a good footman.
And as well as the painter.
Yeah, the
And a
painter's
footman.
like, ever since the footman came
Or is
here,
the
I feel
footman
like-
a painter who only paints feet? Like the first painter is
I would
like, I
love
just
a-
can't do hands and feet. They look like balloons. They're terrible.
You need a footman.
You need a footman for that.
The footman previously worked for the governor as his personal shampooer.
Okay, so hold the phone for a fucking second. Okay, so this... Okay.
So do you not have a personal shampooer? Ooh, take back
I have
those
a
elbows.
conditioner. I have a personal conditioner.
Walk me through his job.
Okay,
He's a
so
footman.
So he's a footman,
So-
but his last job was
No,
to...
we'll get to the shampooing.
Okay.
But what does a footman do?
A footman is like a personal valet, sort of. He's going to help you with all your bullshit.
Okay. And he
Put on
used
your
to be-
coat, do that kind of... They dress you, they do all that shit.
A natural transition from shampooing a man.
They bring
so,
your food.
So he used to shampoo?
He used to shampoo the governor.
And that was it?
Yeah, I guess they had a conditioner guy.
So his job, yeah. I can do both.
I'm Hot Oil Treatment Larry. And then he comes in.
Hi, I'm Lufa Larry.
I'm bum cleaner.
We just found out Bump Cleaner wasn't actually hired. He's just crazy.
I clean all the bums.
No, you've been asked to not be here. He'll take care of that himself. We told you that.
I brought my
Get
brush.
out of here. We've been get the fuck out of here.
I brought my brushes.
God, those are very thick. He's been unable to sit for a while. You're very thorough.
The footman's name was Osbaldistan.
Sorry?
What?
His name was...
Osbaldistan.
That is
Sure.
a country.
Yeah, it's a great
I don't
country.
know.
Osbaldistan.
Yeah, he was the only one from there.
Yeah.
Why would
so-
anyone ever be there?
Osbaldistan now has access to places he never would have before, and he takes advantage of the situation.
He's going to shampoo so many people.
So when he is at mansions and other places during dinners, he goes into the place and steals jewelry and cash. It's a sweet gig. He's getting
Wow.
access to these awesome places
And
with
he's
the
just
prince.
stealing, and he's just
So he
stealing.
just starts robbing shit.
So he's just taking 5-finger discounts.
Yeah.
Who knew a guy whose skill was rubbing someone else's head would turn out
It
to
is
be a
weird.
bit strange?
He's like, it's not applicable to many occupations. I'll just take things.
So then burglaries start happening in the neighborhood where Osbaldistan lives. And so he's probably worried about his big stash of stolen shit.
Wait, so he steals a bunch of shit, and there's robberies, and he's like, oh, that's not good for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Don't like the sound of that.
So he writes a letter complaining about the break-ins and the lack of police protection to the paper.
And he's a thief.
Right.
Right, okay.
He's not a thinker. And so a police officer is sent to his house to take down a report, but when he gets there,
He's fucked.
Osbaldistan is not there, and he's working at one of the prince's dinners right then, and Osbaldistan's wife opens the door, and she's wearing a jacket that has just been reported stolen.
Holding a big bag of money with a dollar sign on it.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing here?
So the cop goes to arrest Osbaldistan at the reception he's at, and Osbaldistan sees him coming and makes a break for it. And now the prince is in a garden
But he's
party.
an idiot. I mean, that's a really idiotic thing to...
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
And so the prince is at a garden party, and Osbaldistan runs through it with cops and all the staff of the house chasing him.
Is this the original draft of Ferris Bueller's Day Out?
You just hear the Benny Hill music in the yard.
And he manages to get away. And the group is chasing him, and they chase him all the way through the central business district, and he manages still to avoid them. And so what do? You run home to where you keep all your stolen goods, and then you get caught in the exact room where you've been keeping all your stolen shit.
No, you don't do that. That is what you don't do. So he just runs home, and they're like, we figured you'd be here. Anyway, you're under arrest and dumb.
So Prince Alfred's final day in Adelaide consisted of him going to the police station to identify all the shit that'd been stolen from him. Australia.
He was just like laying in a bed thinking of Greece all day. He was like, God, Greece.
I should have done Greece.
Oh, my God.
Now the prince heads to Melbourne.
Woo!
Ever heard of it?
There his ship is met with much fanfare.
Yeah! On time. Thank you.
He was greeted by hurrahs.
Yep.
And people shouting such things as, God
Nice.
bless the Duke.
Oh!
We're glad to see your Royal Highness, and don't be afraid of us.
That is our motto. That's the motto of Melbourne.
Not a red
Melbourne.
flag at all.
Don't be afraid. We're definitely not going to hurt or steal from you. Don't be afraid of us. Wow.
They even put that in the Argus paper. Don't be afraid of us.
What the fuck?
Okay,
Is there an
so-
editor at Papers at this time? There's not. Okay.
No. So the king gets off and he has to push his way through the crowd to get to Scott's Boyle Hotel. And when he went inside, the crowd cheered. Now, at this time...
We're not going to murder you! We promise!
At this time, there was a Fenian problem in the world.
Oh, I know this. Is this the Irish dude?
We just...
trying
wait,
to invade Canada?
Dave, yeah.
What?
Thank you.
No.
I heard that.
That's
right.
great.
Thank you. So this is the same time.
So
right.
these Irish...
Oh no, are they going to try and invade Melbourne?
Are they about to invade Australia?
Yes!
Have they...
No way, they would never stop trying to invade Canada.
I mean, what are they... It's pathetic.
As we know, the Fenians are an Irish brotherhood dedicated to the independence of Ireland. And some ways they do it is by invading Canada from America. In 1867, it was discovered the Fenians had embedded their own soldiers in the British military, planning rebellion in Ireland. The plan was disrupted, and many Fenians were arrested. Another thing that occurred at this time was Fenians trying to break out some of their brothers from Clerkenwell prison. They used a barrel of gunpowder that they hid on a wheelbarrow and put it right up against the prison wall. Now, a barrel of gunpowder is a lot of gunpowder. What?
They were cartoons?
And so they set off this...
Drop an anvil on the warden. Don't worry, you can walk over that canyon if you don't look down.
How did you not do that in an Irish accent?
Dave. We'll get there. You're very right.
So the explosion is huge, kills 12 people passing by, wounded another 100.
100?
100.
It's an act of terrorism.
Yo, that's what it would be, yeah.
Okay.
Weird Irish people blowing stuff up.
Yeah, never heard of that.
Another Fenian named Kelly attacked Chester Castle to get weapons and ammunition for the fight, but was caught and sent to jail. When he was being transported in a police van, a group of Fenians cut off the wagon and attacked. While they were trying to get him out, they shot and killed the police officer guarding Kelly. Some say it was on purpose, some say it was an accident. The men who performed that attack were arrested and sentenced to death. 2 were let off, but 3 were executed. They became known as the Manchester Martyrs.
And they're Irish?
The Fenians were very upset about the Manchester Martyrs. They'd been executed just before the prince arrived, and word had come to Australia. So the Fenians are angry.
Oh, boy. Wait. Okay. So things...
Now, this is also right when, in America, the Fenians are invading Canada.
Oh, it's a real movement.
That's not going well.
No.
Are the Fenians in Australia going to try hijack the prince's ship and be like, "You're going to give us a lift to Canada"?
How far is the trip to Canada? Is it far? Do you mind taking us?
So, Australians are worried that the Fenians are going to attack Australia.
As they fucking should be. These Irish
and
people.
Try to ransom Australia for Irish independence. Totally.
Well, I mean, they had a country. They were all set. They're like, "Well, we can fucking build this. Canada, Australia. Fucking imagine it, man. We send 9 of our greatest to each nation and we overtake it. Trust me. Too crazy to not fucking work, mate."
So things are tense between Irish Catholics and, of course, Irish Protestants are on the other side all over the world. In Melbourne, there was an Orange Lodge, and they decided on this day to hang some pictures of the Battle of Boyne.
Did
Battle of Boyne happened...
Is that... Sorry,
Yeah, go.
Boyne?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the Battle of Boyne. Is that a fight between, Tigger and someone?
I'm probably saying it wrong.
I don't know.
Any Protestants want to...
Any Fenians in the crowd?
Any Fenians?
Of course not.
Who
We're
are
in
planning on
Canada.
taking over the Comics Lounge for Ireland or something?
The Battle of Boyne happened in 1690. It was between Catholic James II of England and Protestant William III of Scotland. William won. The battle ensured the continued Protestant ascendancy in Ireland, and the Catholics saw this as an enormous defeat. So just after the Manchester Martyrs are killed, and with the prince coming, the Orangemen decide to throw up some incendiary shit on their walls. There for all to see was a brightly lit tableau of William of Orange smiting the Catholic armies. The prince lands in Melbourne exactly that evening. The Catholics are not pleased.
And he probably doesn't know shit either. He's probably like, "It's very tense around here, isn't it? It seems like a lot of tension, isn't there?"
I've heard about your Vegemite. There are words exchanged during the day. Then at night, some Catholics try to break into the Orange Hall to rip down the pictures. The Orangemen inside shoot, and when all is said and done, 2 boys outside are found shot, one of whom dies. This, of course, leads to a religious riot. What better way to welcome the prince than with a good old religious riot?
Very active at night here, isn't it? You know, you know how to have fun, don't you?
Okay, so the next day, a large charity event is to be
Perfect timing.
Is to be held on the banks of the Yarra River. It was a feast organized for 10,000 people.
Jesus
Right.
Christ.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I make a lot of chickens.
Thank you.
Hang on, they're organising an event for 10,000 people.
I'd get 10,000.
Whilst there's rioting.
Well, it's no, the riots are over now,
Okay.
and now they're going to give people.
well, this sounds
food.
like it's going to end well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be good.
Sounds
It's
like
called-
a Master Chef challenge.
It's called.
Yeah. Yep.
You've got to feed 10,000 poor people.
There's a riot.
It's called a feast for the poor. There's going to be wine and food, and the prince is supposed to come and meet the common people of Melbourne.
Wait, holy shit, Dave.
What?
That is a terrible plan.
Why?
Because
He'll just wait amongst the filth.
No. What? Who's planning this trip for him?
I don't know.
More importantly, who's shampooing his hair while he's in Melbourne?
He's getting shampooed the whole time.
Yes. Welcome. We've got 20
Really
homeless
gotta dig
people
it
who are
into the
going to
scalp
take
there.
turns shampooing.
Now
you.
go meet the drunk homeless people.
So the crowd is supposed to be 10,000, but about 40,000 show up. And they're all sitting there waiting from noon until 5 p.m. And they're sitting there growing hungry. And
And they're drunk.
The
Do
prince
they-
is not showing
do
up.
they
Well, they're not
eat-
eating yet. They're waiting for the prince to come before they
Do
eat.
the people of Melbourne eat the prince?
I mean,
Is this
that would be
what's
the
gonna
greatest
happen?
ending to a dollop ever.
Oh my god.
And then the 40,000 homeless of Melbourne ate
So
the Duke.
it's hot. There's a strong wind. The police stop Prince Alfred on his way there because there's too many people. Then at 5, they're told Prince Albert is not coming, and all hell breaks loose.
I mean, we're talking riots on riots.
The 40,000 people rush the banquet. There are 120,000 pounds of meat, 4,500 pounds of plum pudding, 27 dozen pastry, 5,000 pies, 600 pounds of fish, 100 pounds of cake.
See,
They
that would never happen in Melbourne these days. That does not sound organic. None of that sounds gluten-free. Never
100
happens.
pounds of cake.
They overturn tables, smash casks, collapse the
They
tents.
said cats.
They smashed all the cats.
For some reason, they're shattering. Good Lord.
Smash the cat, mate.
Explode the dogs and smash the cats.
It's a riot. They collapsed the tents. They broke the barrels. There's also a cute wine fountain that had been built out of pipes where they put a big 500-gallon cask of wine up in a tree that would
that is-
make a fountain. And
That
they
sounds more
fucking
like us.
hit that shit and broke it and just started sucking out of the pipes.
Yep.
And so they're just fucking hammered. Quote, some climbed into the tree where the cask of wine supplying the fountain was placed and, cutting the pipes, distributed the contents pretty liberally over the crowd.
So they're just spraying wine? We would rather drink it. Nah, fucking suck it. He ain't coming. He ain't coming.
Far more of the wine stream going over the heads of the people than into the pannikins and buckets that were held to catch it.
Wait. Oh
In
my,
me bucket!
That is a party.
fill the bucket.
Shit.
Police just gave up trying to control the mob
That's
and
good.
went into the pie tent and ate pies.
Interesting.
I'm so proud. I've
Yeah.
never been
No.
so proud.
Go eat pies, mate.
That's when Pie Face started.
Hey, look at me, what do I look like?
What's weird is you do actually end up at Pie Face after you've been drinking wine in a tree. That's usually where.
I love a barrel tree wine party.
So good.
Is everybody happy?
Smash that cat.
In Sydney, the press gloated over the disaster.
Of course they fucking did. Put your shirt on, Sydney. Fuck off.
Oh.
I hope they ate the prince.
The Sydney Morning Herald wrote, it must be remembered in Melbourne. Sorry.
It's all right.
In Melbourne, there is a large number of the vilest of the vile and the gatherings of old
What?
seditions and other abominations.
What? What? Fuck you.
Nailed it!
Yeah.
Fuck off.
All they did was call you guys abominations. What's the big deal?
Sit in your pointy building and drink your shit coffee.
Oh my God.
sorry.
Their coffee is worse than your
sorry.
coffee, and
Yes.
America's coffee is like diarrhea.
Yeah.
You guys get off your fucking coffee horse.
That's all we have.
You guys do need to relax with the coffee.
I drink tea, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Finally, someone taking you to task. Fucking tea pussy. Snort some coffee, motherfucker! You're in Australia!
So
Tea. You stir it with a tampon, mate.
No, that's a terrible idea. It'd absorb it.
yeah, and then you suck it out.
It's just an empty mug. Come here, kitty. God damn it!
So Sydney is next on the tour. So
Why
they're
is
getting.
he continuing a tour?
Why wouldn't he? It's going great.
It's terrible.
It's having a
Nothing's
great
gone
time.
right. Everybody's missed him.
He
He could have been the king of fucking Greece.
Well, they're next on the tour, so they're getting cocky. They're like, we're going to do this. They can't do worse than Melbourne or Adelaide at this point, right?
They're going to do worse.
The next night, there was a banquet held at the Melbourne Lunatic Asylum.
What are we doing that for?
Come try some brain pie, guys.
There was a
What I
pavilion.
imagine that's like. You know, in Hook, the scene where they're just eating invisible food. Like, yes, it's a banquet. Just say bang.
They just like
bang.
pull up like the
nom,
silver
nom, nom.
thing. Enjoy the fresh turkey. They're like, that's empty, but what the fuck's happening right now?
There was a big pavilion erected in front of the building. All the big fancy people were in town, and 150 inmates of the Crazy House.
So what planning?
So-
Who planned this?
So Melbourne's sort of go-to is we won't hurt you, but we also have homeless people and crazy people.
Yeah.
What? Who is doing our fucking PR?
We are so sorry what they did with the homeless people. Meet the lunatics that need to live inside here. This will be way better.
Well, here's the thing. The prince didn't even go. It was just a thing that they did to be like, we do this too. And then they told him about it later.
Wait.
He was never invited. He wasn't supposed to go. They had 150 of the hoity-toities sitting with 150 lunatics.
Okay.
And they were like, this is a party. And then they didn't invite the prince.
Well, the lunatics were probably like, we see the prince, even though he's not here.
Several of the inmates sang songs. An 80-year-old inmate woman sang a song while playing the accordion. 80-year-old.
80-year-old.
While playing the accordion. The night was considered to be a
It
great
wasn't an actual
success.
accordion. It was someone who had an anvil dropped on them earlier.
It was just a celebration of him being in town. That was it.
Oh.
So that went well. He wasn't there.
Yeah, but that's why it went well.
Yeah,
Prince-
he's the problem, not us.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Prince Alfred pretty much just laid low in Melbourne the rest of his time there.
Why?
He stayed with the...
What, is he too good to get sprayed in the face with wine? What's his problem?
What, he doesn't like a hobo Pinot Noir party?
He stayed with the governor and his wife, who wanted the prince to go to bed early and rise early. She was like, she assumed that at night the prince was retiring when they did, but that's not what was going on.
Wait.
Chief Commissioner of Police, Frederick Standish, was taking Prince Alfred on a tour of the local brothels each evening.
Are you sure it wasn't Commissioner Gordon? Sorry, that would have been better. I couldn't think of it quick enough. I was like, ugh! Then I got it, and it was too late. Just, there you know.
So the only thing he's doing is taking nighttime whore tours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Standish...
Yeah, he's on a whore tour.
Standish was a bachelor, like Alfred, and known to be a man's man. He would take men out for fucking sessions.
Man. He's a great guy.
He was very, very well acquainted with Melbourne's brothels in both a personal and professional capacity. Alfred ended up in Sarah Fraser's very high-class brothel on Stephen Street. She ended up closing down her brothel to the public until the prince left town. It was said Standish introduced Prince Albert to several women who met his approval. After the prince left town, Sarah said he was the meanest man she ever met, and that he used her house, used her women, but never paid for anything.
He's English.
These vaginas are mine.
But up until now, he seemed sort of all right.
Yeah,
now
he didn't
it's
seem like a
turning.
dick. He sort of
He just
felt
seemed
bad
like a bit
for
of
him
an
for a
idiot,
while.
and he just sort of got put on a boat
Yeah.
and sent around to see us all. But now,
Yeah.
Now
No,
he's
he's
just getting
a-
free shit and not tipping.
Yeah.
Well, a cook did fall over the ship, and he was mad about his meals.
yeah, but he didn't push him. Did he? Did he push him?
During
Clue?
During Prince Alfred's time there, he also stiffed a horse carriage driver, a watchmaker, and a commissioned painter.
Does that mean he fucked him?
Yep.
He's a baddie. All right.
There was also a member of the Richmond Police Department who was said to be a sporting sergeant, and he enjoyed cockfighting. And the prince and his
In the
party
brothel?
is what?
In the brothel?
No, different kind of cockfighting.
Okay.
Actual roosters.
Oh, I thought it was like a couple of dudes fought with their dicks over. Go ahead.
Yep. The prince and his party spent a few afternoons at the cockfights enjoying birds killing each other.
Is this still in Melbourne? We're
Yep,
worse.
we're still in Melbourne.
God.
You guys are a fucking nightmare.
Well,
Yes.
and I mean, why would he go to Sydney? They're like, come to the lunatic asylum. There's fake cake.
So now the higher-ups in Melbourne are like, well, this is not fucking going well. This is a disaster. And they have him delay his trip to Sydney, and they want to take him out to to cities nearby. So he takes a week to head out to see other places in Victoria.
Uh-oh.
He goes outside the city.
Sunshine?
And apparently, what?
Sunshine?
Sun?
You should. Have you been to Sunshine? Sounds nice. Doesn't it? You should go. You should go for a trip to Sunshine. Sunshine.
Local humor.
You're not fucking with us, are you? Mm-mm. You swear to God we should go there?
I'll write you a
dude.
poem.
You swear? Yeah. Let's go take a horror tour.
He goes outside the city, and everywhere he goes, people are shit-faced.
It's a simpler time. I want to go there.
When he
God, I
goes
can't
by-
imagine that today.
When he goes by on the train, there are just people that had got there in the morning lined up, and they're just laying drunk on the side.
Oh my God.
The London Times said, quote, everywhere we were greeted with poor, debased, drunken wretches.
Now that's reporting.
That's like your tour.
And also in every town he stopped in, he was greeted by blooming children dressed in white with accompanying blue trimmings who sang the national anthem. And literally every town he goes to, I read his journey thing. Every single town it was like, they stopped and the children sang. They stopped
He
and the
must have
children
just been
sang.
like, oh.
He was like, fuck, and I've heard it.
For fuck's sake. It's more
They-
blue children.
They go to, I'm going to try to say this. You're going to say it wrong. Geelong? Oh, you're all cunts. How the fuck do you say that one?
Easy, Dave.
Say it like it's not spelled.
No. You
Say
be
it.
you. We love you for you, and mate, stick with it.
Say it. Say the word.
I don't think she
No,
wants
it's
to.
right. It's right.
No, it's not right.
Go there as well as Sunshine. Go to Sunshine and Geelong.
Do you promise he's saying it right and we should go there?
Yep.
You swear to God.
Yeah.
As people are laughing, which is like throwing me way the fuck off. Which,
Yeah.
all right, we'll go there.
Yep.
Anyway, back to Geelong. What the fuck is funny?
Look how it's spelled.
Oh, Geelong.
Oh, mate.
Geelong? Is that right? Geelong?
No way.
Fuck you.
Geelong.
So there, the city folk had set up
Where?
Geelong. In Geelong.
I love Geelong.
There,
The fall?
there they had set up a sort of charity banquet.
Oh, no.
Well, their charity banquets
Stop
are
doing
fucking
it.
disasters. What did they do?
It was exactly.
Throw
It was
beer on a roof?
It was exactly like the one they modeled it after the one in Melbourne.
Why model after that? What the fuck? Why would you model it after that?
Because, I don't know.
A large crowd gathers.
No.
There's a delay.
Well, of course.
The people who organize
They get fucking pissed and they go crazy.
People who organize the event started to get freaked out because they heard what happened in Melbourne. And instead of handling the situation, they decided to just abandon the banquet and ran away. And the starving masses rushed in and had all the food and drink. Local papers compared it to a drunken orgy.
That's the only kind of orgy I'll go to.
This is
so this time we're including fucking. Like everyone's just like, no, we're enjoying. Show them how we party. Fuck.
I'm gonna eat cake off your back while I fuck you.
Hey, the fucking cake.
Welcome to Geelong. Here's another town. I'm gonna say it wrong because I'm gonna say it the way it's spelled.
Yep.
Next, the prince goes to Ballarat. Yay to me? It's the way it's spelled. You fuckers finally said a word the way it's written.
David, sit down, David. David, sit down.
Okay.
All right.
Sit down.
All right.
It's all right.
Jesus
It's a
Christ,
safe
Dave.
place.
You did it right.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people react like that to applause.
Praise? Shit.
Well, at this point, I am on an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. He doesn't know how he's going to be saying his own name. Like, is it Davi? What the fuck? Davi Antoine? Oh, God.
Ballarat. Okay.
In Ballarat is a gold
That's right.
mining town.
Yes.
Sure, I knew that.
So they take him down into the Band of Hope gold mine. They dress Prince Alfred up in miner's clothes, the whole deal. The mine was normally lit with gas lights, but since the prince was there, it was packed with lights. And when he descends deep down, they ask him to have a go with a hammer and look for some gold. Now, they've set it up.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah, that's...
So it's
Chip
like...
this rock right here, sir.
Yeah, there's big, giant nuggets of gold everywhere that they've set in the mine, so he can find a bunch of gold. And sure enough, he chips away, and he's like, ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. He keeps finding nuggets. What?
Go ahead.
Yep. He keeps finding very large nuggets of gold, and he's like, yay, I'm the prince.
Yeah.
And then he comes up, and the owner of the mine tells him he can take home one nugget.
Uh-oh.
And he's like,
And
I've unearthed 95 nuggets.
so the prince takes 5, which is worth about 1,000 pounds back then, which is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Everyone is too embarrassed to ask him to give it back. So now he's just ripping people off by being...
So nobody wins in this?
Nope.
Okay, everybody loses.
no.
Well,
There's
he
no
does.
winners.
He gets gold.
Yeah, he got
but he's
gold.
also had a horrible tour where nobody likes him and he can't go to
He gets
anything.
Kids singing the anthem to him?
It's so not horrible yet.
Yeah.
There I go, getting ahead of ourselves.
Advantage
so-
of our hospitality. Fucking good. What?
So I put this part in just so you guys would... Then he goes from town to town. He went to...
You okay?
Gisborne, Sunbury, Castlemaine, Buninyong. What?
She goes like that.
Buninyong? Bunyanyong?
You guys have a place called Bunyan Lawn?
So this went on for days and days. He's just cruising around. Here's a letter. Every town would greet him. This is from James Ratcliffe, the mayor, and George Britton King, the town clerk. May it please your Royal Highness. We, Her Majesty's most dutiful and loyal subjects, the mayor and councillors of the borough of Raywood, beg leave to approach your Royal Highness with assurances of our devoted loyalty to the throne and attached to Her most gracious Majesty and the members of the royal family. Permit us to most respectfully offer to your Royal Highness our sincere welcome and congratulations upon your safe arrival in Victoria, and to express the hope that your Royal Highness may experience no feelings but those of gratification and pleasure in connection with your visit to this colony. That happened in like fucking 80 cities. Every single fucking one, he was just like, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna fucking shoot myself in the head. Reply, gentlemen, the expression of your devoted loyalty to the throne and of your attachment to Her Majesty has been received by me with great satisfaction. For your congratulations on my arrival in Victoria and your good wishes, I heartily thank you. Over and over again. That went on over and fucking over again.
Yeah.
Right.
Then he goes to the mining town.
It's like junk mail, essentially.
Yeah, it was horrendous. I kept reading it going, this is the worst thing I've ever done.
Dave, you hit a guy on a motorbike.
I did do that. It'll be in, if you stand around for the stand-up, I'll talk about that. But the guy did deserve it.
Sorry.
Then he went to the mining town. Here we go. You guys ready? Hang on to your fucking assholes. Then he went to the mining town of Bendigo. Okay.
I'm going to allow it.
It's actually pronounced B-dingo.
There, the locals were going to have a parade, and in this parade, they made a model of the prince's ship, the Galatea. The ship is full of school children who are waving and setting off fireworks, but then someone threw a firework back onto the ship.
It's the wrong direction.
Honestly, I was like, shit, thank fuck we finally got off the charity banquet thing.
What if
and then they put kids on a ship with fireworks?
What if it hits the chef and he falls over the side?
no!
He's like, "Ah! I'm just an actor!"
The firework lands on a box of fireworks.
Oh, come on. That's not real. That happens in cartoons, not in real life.
It is a cartoon.
And the model of the Galatea suddenly is rushing through the crowd with its canvas and wooden decks in flames. The fireworks on board ignited, and they're all blowing up. And now this is going to get sad.
Oh, no.
All the boys that were on the ship
God.
couldn't get off and were burned before they could get out. 3 were seriously burned, and they were taken to the hospital and only survived for a short time. So, well done.
Welcome to Bendigo.
Hey, Prince, we're going to burn some children for you.
Oh, my God.
The Prince was
Do
pretty...
you like our parade? The organizer's like, it was all a plan.
We're calling it Boys on Fire for your
meant
highness.
to be like that. That was how it was meant
Oh, when you docked, your ship didn't blow up with fireworks and kill kids?
Welcome to Australia.
Welcome. Don't you miss the Finians?
The Prince was pretty upset to hear about the news of the children and sent Mr. York, who expressed his concern for the sufferers on hearing about the sad mishap. Mr. York was his assistant, so he went to the hospital.
Not the shampoo.
So he was
Anyway.
the Prince was so upset that he was like, I'm going to send my assistant to say how upset I am.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so bereaved. You must go tell them. The only way to speak from the heart is for you to do it. I'll bang some whores while you're gone. It's the least I can do. How's Batman?
But when the assistant got there, they were all dead. So he was like, oh, it's okay.
I don't know if he said that.
He then goes to Sandhurst.
Yep.
Is that the town you were just saying?
Don't trust
Sandhurst.
Celia. She's sending us...
No, but isn't that town you were just talking about? Sandhurst? No.
No? What was I talking about? Sunshine.
Oh, Sunshine.
Oh, is that called Sandhurst?
What the fuck is happening right now?
Sure. I don't know. Let's make it up. Narnia. It's next to Narnia. Yep.
Should we go there?
Yes.
So he goes to Sandhurst, where a ball is to take place in honor of Princess Alfred at Alfred Hall.
Okay. Well, how is he still doing this?
Yeah, I
At
know.
what point
It's
do you
a
pull the
tour.
plug on your tour?
It's going fine.
Still.
When
It's
you
going
see
fine.
a ship full of
Yeah,
burning
well, after
children.
that, you're like, well, can't wait for the next town.
Yeah.
They've all been going great so far. Let's keep the party rolling.
It's going to be fine.
I don't think it is. You've already said it's not going to be.
Unfortunately, about 15 minutes before the ball was supposed to begin, a fire started and the entire building was consumed by fire.
We are not good hosts.
So?
We're not good at it.
What the fuck are you
When-
guys doing?
We're not good at hosting. I don't know.
Alfred pulls up. He just pulls up to
A burning
ruins.
building.
Another
We don't
fire.
know.
It's just ruins. It's just, there's nothing left. It's just ashes.
God, well, I mean, the problem, the burning kids got in the paper. We've got to top that. We'll
Yeah.
just burn. Don't know. That was bad news. No, not less fire. No more fire.
It is like a bizarro competition of like who can be the worst.
Yeah.
Well, what to do now, right?
Stop the fucking tour, go home, go to Greece, many things. No,
Alfred
of course not.
likes to hunt. So how about some hunting?
What is...
From the age January 25th, 1888. Age newspaper. Best of all, His Royal Highness has enjoyed shooting, killing animals. In South Australia, the governor took him to the government farm. The ideal situation for possum shooting was a moonlit night.
I agree. They're more adorable here than in the United States.
Oh,
just so
yeah.
you guys know.
Ours are big rats. One looked up through the trees, silhouetted the possum against the moon, and fired. He shot 52 possums, 43 of which he brought home. The rest he left in trees.
Why 40? I mean, what are you going to do with 43 possums?
To make a hat.
They must have just been like, what the fuck
Who's
is going
shot
on?
45 possums is like,
you know
not
what?
enough. I gotta keep going.
He went on numerous kangaroo shoots, but one of his more spectacular expeditions was to Thomas Austin's property at Barwon Park. Mr. Austin introduced the rabbit to Victoria.
Oh my God, don't get me started on this. I fucking actually know shit about this.
And
Anyway.
is now doing a splendid job by breeding them in cages.
Yeah.
The prince killed 86 on his first day and found it such good fun, he asked for a second shoot the following morning, thereby upsetting his carefully planned tour of the Western District.
His carefully planned tour. Yeah.
A dozen guns went out, and together they killed 1,000 rabbits. The prince killed 416. In one place where the rabbits were trapped in a corner, he shot 68 in 10 minutes.
What?
How is that even fun?
It's just a fucking rabbit genocide.
Yeah. It's like fish in a barrel, but it's rabbits in a
this
corner.
is lovely. They're all trapped in a corner.
Look at how astute I am at hunting them. They're all trapped, and I'll just keep firing.
It was also reported he shot other kangaroos, but not in the wild.
What?
What a pussy.
They had them penned up and would release one at a time.
What?
And the kangaroos would hop down a lane between two fences, and the prince would sit on his horse and shoot
You
them.
fucking coward. Shit.
He
And
killed-
keep in mind, he's never been to Australia before, so it's a brand new creature that he's never ever seen.
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
likes of
and
before.
I came here a few months ago for the first time and fed them, and it was fantastic. He's like, bring it at.
What happened after you fed them?
Yeah, we fed them what?
What did I do?
Oh, fuck.
What? What did you do?
Well, Dave and I have different stances on how we feel about animals, and so we literally go and we find these. When we found these kangaroos, it was like I discovered a waterfall.
Yeah.
I was like, magic! There's magic over there.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm feeding these fucking kangaroos.
magic in your hand.
Little babies are just like, I love you, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. Dave and I are having fun. We're frolicking with kangaroos. Some crazy Asian lady drooled more than I've ever seen a human drool. And
Just drooling out of her face.
and then literally, we were like, it was great. We were posting about it, and the next day, Dave goes out for a little while, comes back. Shit had a fucking toothpick in his mouth, and he goes, kangaroo is fucking delicious.
Were you trying to like ingest its magic? We like I'm gonna eat the magical
its
creature.
spirit is what I did.
Yeah, and get its power. All right. So Alfred's shooting a lot.
So he shoots dozens of kangaroos that way, just a jolly good time. Oh, and then he shot a black swan.
I mean, at least give the kangaroo
Why not?
a gun.
Yeah,
He
and
wanted
actually
to- wait, in
that's
head
the only time that Australians were like, "What the fuck did you just do?"
Yeah.
Like everyone was mad when he
Well,
shot
that's
the black
because
swan.
Natalie Portman is a world treasure. Not okay.
So now he goes back to Melbourne and gets on his ship and heads off to Tasmania.
That's a bad idea, right? I mean, I don't know much, but okay, you guys.
The
know something on board?
respectable people of Melbourne were so horrified by Prince Alfred's public conduct, particularly overt flirting with the wife of a municipal magnate. And the
With a municipal magnet?
magnate. Sorry, it's not spelled.
It's Iron Man.
I married something that holds paper on my fridge.
It got fucking autocorrected to magnet. All right. And then
You know that magnet's not satisfying you the way a man could.
Sure, it holds your pizza menu on there, but I can do a lot more than that.
Sure, it shows your kids' grades, but What's it like in the bedroom?
And he was obviously fucking all the prostitutes. So, quote, the respectable citizens uttered a sigh of relief when the Galatea steamed through Port Phillip. He arrived in Hobart Town with 15,000 people there to greet him, waving flags and lining the streets. 5,000 kids came to the park and sang the national anthem.
Kids should not be coming to these events anymore, please. Thank you.
He received addresses. He laid a foundation stone. He went to a ball. There he met the last 2 surviving Tasmanian Aborigines. We've killed all the rest, but here's the other 2. William Lanny, 34 years old, wore a blue suit and a gold-laced band around his cap. It was said he walked proudly with Prince Alfred, knowing he had royal blood. Lanny then fell ill and died a year later, but nothing crazy went on in Tasmania, as it had everywhere else. He went and planted a couple of trees in Tasmania, went to another ball. The weather was bad the whole time. Then he left for Sydney. So Tasmania right now,
boring.
way up here.
Yeah.
Way up here. You guys,
It's just
way
because
down
they didn't
here.
have the great idea to have a massive charity banquet with homeless people and crazy people and wine and trees.
Actually, their disorganization played into their favor in this circumstance.
But let's also note that they did kill a race of people and go, look, there's 2.
Yeah.
So they're not that great.
True.
Well, they're like Noah. Save a couple, figure it out on the sea.
So he's off to Sydney. Now, Sydney's pretty cocky at this point. They were like, look at the idiots in Melbourne and Adelaide, because they've done it more wrong. And on the 21st of January, the Galatea floats into Sydney. Prince Alfred, Duke of Edinburgh, Earl of Kent, and Earl of Ulster, the second son of the Queen of Victoria, has arrived. More events, more balls, more children singing.
No more of this.
Then he was like, I want to see Bris Vegas.
Yay! So nothing happened in Sydney.
So he left. He just got there and he was like, I'm going to take off. And he went up to Brisbane for a week.
Okay.
Yeah. Then he comes back. Brisbane went great, got a tan. Shit was hot up there.
Okay.
Sounds like us.
Yep.
So
He
Melbourne
comes-
has really fucked it so far.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, Adelaide didn't do great either. They had a religious riot.
Sure. It's easy
then-
to forget about that when you're caught up in this tale.
Yeah. Righto, so went to Brisbane and then back to Sydney.
In Sydney, they're planning on showing the other cities how to do it. He's greeted by the Premier of New South Wales, James Martin. From the Sydney Morning Herald, quote, Sydney will do the best to avoid the gaucheness of the younger and less mature colonies.
It's like
I mean-
it's amazing. It's a smack talk from 100 years ago. We're still like,
Still,
you say
fuck 'em.
what?
How dare they?
In Sydney, they have decided also to have a charity banquet.
I mean, honest to God, what the actual fuck? I mean, like charity banquets should be banished. You should know you should no longer be able to have a charity
The
banquet.
charity banquets.
And they want to avoid the madness that has happened with the fundraisers in Melbourne and Geelong. So, lunch will be held in Clontarf.
What?
Clontarf?
It's cunt.
A Sydney suburb? Clontarf?
Clontarf? Clontarf.
Clontarf.
Are we saying cunt
Trainer!
off?
He's one of them! I'm kidding.
There is a home for retired sailors. The fundraiser will be for the home, and it's a good way for all the filthy poor people who live in the city proper to not be there.
Oh, good.
It's for rich people. It's a rich person suburb. It's a very short distance up the harbor. Mm-hmm. This takes place on March 12th. But still, it attracts more people than organizers expected.
So when do organizers expect something right?
There are 1,554 guests. They would consume 1,182 magnums of champagne, 798 bottles of beer by the end of the day. The prince arrives, and all is going well.
Oh, no, I mean, it's just go. What's
A
next?
young girl wrote an account of the event in her journal. We stood under the trees near the beach and listened to the bands, of which there were 2. The Queen's Own and the Galatea Band. About 1:30, the people began to go into the tents.
Oh, no.
Lunch, and by 2:00, the ground looked almost deserted, but as we came more especially to see the prince, we did not mean to go to lunch before he came. All right, so people are eating, and they're having a good time.
Sure.
No one's waiting for food. The prince comes. So it's all good. Smart event.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all good. All right, next
Are
chapter.
the two bands going to have a fight?
She continues to write.
That's where dueling banjos came from.
At last he arrived. Directly we saw the little fairy coming.
What?
Okay, guys.
I feel like that's
fairy.
I feel like that's a ship. I feel like
Fairy, yes, it is.
That is a ship, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a stylist.
It's not a. She's not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She's not being horribly homophobic.
No,
right?
yeah, it'd be amazing if she was like that. She's a little fairy.
We ran along the beach to the little pier at which he would land. All the yachts saluted him as he passed by. Directly the steamer came alongside. All the gentlemen of the picnic committee went to the end of the wharf and presented him with an address. Okay, so Prince goes up to the tents. In a short time, we managed to find places which had just been left by some other people. So the consequences was that the only thing to be seen on the table were empty dishes, dirty plates, and bones. So we thought ourselves fortunate when we found 2 dusty plates, a tumbler, a champagne glass, a knife, a carving fork, and a small fork between the 4 of us. So they just took a bunch of dirty shit and then made their own meal.
So he got there sort of late. He missed the banquet.
Well,
Is that
now
the
he's
point?
just arriving. Yeah, he's basically missed it. Everyone's done
Everyone
this.
Just
else
arrived
has
to a
eaten.
bunch of dishes with bones.
Yeah, well, that's the girl saying that. The
Okay,
girl,
right.
it's still her tale. We're seeing it through the girl's eyes right now.
And I'm loving every minute.
So the girl and her family eat their meal on the dirty plates. And then the prince was in there, and he came out and he walks to another tent. And they go out to watch. He had not been there long when he came out again with Sir William Manning, and they walked down towards the beach in a straight line for us. The people by degrees began to disperse, and the 2 walked alone. The prince was going to view a display of spear throwing by a group of Aborigines, which
boy.
would have been nice.
All right, there we go. All right, that's where our disaster's coming from.
It's a nice thing.
Somehow, spears, the whole thing, I don't like the sound of it. Nope.
As soon as they were about 60 yards from us, Annie said, "We had better walk on a little. It seems so rude to stand staring at him here." And I was just going to say something to her when we heard a sharp noise, like a Chinese cracker. The prince had been shot.
What the fuck?
Misdirection. Shock. Wow. That
It's
was
about
so
fucking
tense.
time.
Everyone else feel that? It was like, something's going to catch on fire. I was not expecting a shot. Wow.
They shot him.
Was it the little girl? Tell me it was a little girl. We were watching him and we had chicken bones for lunch, and then I pulled out a fucking piece.
And I put
And he
one right in
went
his
down.
belly.
Where did
That's for the Fenians, motherfucker!
Next stop, Canada! Okay,
Shit.
where did he get shot?
A man
Who shot him?
a man in a black suit walked up to Prince Alfred and shot him in the back. He fell to the ground and yelled, "Good God, my back is broken."
I mean, that is adorable. That's the. Oh no, my back's broken. Oh no, you've been shot, cutie pie. Got shot in your back.
Mr. Manning turned around quickly, and the assassin shouted, "Stand back!" pointed the revolver at him, shot, and missed. Then he raised his gun again to shoot, but a man named Vile rushed the ruffian and clattered him around the body.
A man named Vile?
Vial. Vile. A struggle ensued, and the man who the assassin's name is O'Farrell, and O'Farrell tried to shoot the prince again as he lay on the ground. Vile hit the gun again just as it went off, and the bullet went into the foot of a local businessman named George Thorne. Back to the little girl. Presently, we saw Papa limping out of the crowd.
So no, wait.
Wow.
Like, nobody else is reporting this shit? They're like, all we have is this
Fucking hell.
9-year-old girl's account of what happened.
Yeah, all we've got
And
is
it's adorable. Papa was limping. The prince's back hurt.
It's the most dramatic show and tell ever. And we saw the prince and my
What I did
dad's
for
dead
my
now.
summer vacation.
Oh my
I
God.
was about to scream out, "Oh, Papa, what is the matter?" And he said, "I'm shot, I'm shot." We took Papa to a seat and left him with Mama while we ran for brandy and water.
Sorry, why the first one?
Brandy and water.
Well, while you're making a run, you're like, I'll just get a round too. Whatever, fuck up. While I'm up.
But don't have any nutmeg. We can't do Brandy Alexander.
All right,
Straight
guys,
up,
last
straight
orders.
up.
What do you guys want? Who wants what are we after? I'm going to get him water, but what do we want? Wings? What are we after, guys?
The people around were very kind. One lady sat us all on a seat and told us to be quiet for Papa's sake, as we should make him worse if he heard us crying. Very calm.
Dad's
Very,
been shot.
very true.
Shut the fuck up, honey.
That's very true with if you've ever known anyone to get shot. We're from America, so most of our friends have been shot. If you cry around them,
It worsens
they
it.
can die.
Yeah. Emotion. That's what we're trying to take out of the gun conversation is the emotion of it all.
Right. Papa kept asking, "Is the prince alive? How is the prince?" And when someone said, "The prince is alive," Papa seemed better. Oh, thank God the royal is okay. I'll never walk again.
Well,
Worth it! Meanwhile, the struggle with the assassin went on, except a bit different. People were now trying to tear him to pieces,
literally?
while the police attempted to keep him alive. It was said he cried out, "I'm a Fenian. God save Ireland."
Was it really?
I mean, this is
Oh
all
my
callbacks.
God.
And here's the great thing about this tour. I have another Finian story.
Oh, my God.
The police would get a hold of him and encircle him and try to drag him away towards a steamer, and then the people would break through and pull him away. This went on for some time. The crowd was just surging back and forth with tiny bits of movement toward the beach. Every shred of clothing was torn off the assassin. He was...
Oh, for fuck's sake, how much longer can this go on? Fucking naked.
Holy shit, look at his dong. He was severely beaten. His bloody body was bloody and bruised. So many men were trying to kill him that they had difficulty raising their arms to do so, and they got close to him. Gentlemen, magistrates, clergymen were all a part of the group, some of them right up front, and loudest with their demands he be killed immediately. They yelled, "Hang him." People were running around with knives from the lunch trying to stab him.
There's your lunch issue. We knew there'd be one.
Women
Swallow
were...
this bone and choke on it.
Women were screaming for him to be cut to pieces.
Women were?
Women.
Cut him up. Slice him.
And then I'm sure and someone in back was going, "Fuck, we're not better than Melbourne!" The police continued to slowly inch him toward the steamer while men hung ropes over gibbets to lynch the assassin and implored the crowd to bring him over. Some men joined the police to keep him alive. It took over 30 minutes to get him away from the crowd, down the beach, and to the steamer. So now he's on the boat.
So immature. You've said steamer like
I mean,
six times.
it isn't easy. It's not easy.
It's not that kind of steamer.
Yeah, for sure.
You're a mature woman.
Sorry.
And let me guess where it was headed. Exactly. We know the city. 10-cent beer night.
So they get him on the boat. 10-cent beer night. So they get him on the boat.
What type of boat?
And the crew... It's a steamer. And the crew on the vessel then try to run the assassin up the headmast to hang him.
Like a flag. Oh,
They got him on
They
the
tried
boat.
to treat him like a flag?
They got him on the boat, and then the crew was like, "Let's hang him from the mast." And
They're like, no, we came here to save him.
So then,
Actually, hang him at half. It's a tragedy.
so then on the boat, which is a steamer, a giant fight breaks out between the police and the crew, and that takes another 15 minutes. And finally, it's over. The police have him in custody, and the ship moves out. The man's name is Henry James O'Farrell. The prince had been shot just to the right of his spine. He was taken to a tent to be cared for. The Daily Alta reported, the scene around the prince's marquee was something fearful. Numbers of ladies were seen fainting and in hysterics. Men whom no amount of danger could terrify with white faces of rage, but not through fear, asked, "What will they say in England if he should die? What will his mother say?"
I should have let him go to Greece.
Oh, fuck. We've embarrassed ourselves.
It's true. That's understandable. It does not look good for us. The first time they send one out, we kill it.
No, it's not great.
Celia, It looks terrible for you guys.
Yeah, I know. So
Yeah, no,
This
it's
whole
a.
tour.
not
This
good.
is what this says is we were a penal colony. This whole fucking thing.
Yeah, but it's their fault. They started it. I mean, like, maybe if they'd sent over some fucking scientists and doctors, shit would
Why
have
would
turned out a bit
anybody-
They
differently.
would have been eaten.
Yeah, it is second. He says that because the first one is a lot of eating of.
Oh, yeah. Last night I heard a shitload about fucking cannibalism.
Oh, here?
Yeah. Lots of eating going on.
Oh.
Yeah.
In Sydney? Probably in Sydney.
200 people joined hands and formed a circle around the tent in which the prince lay.
What?
Good
That's what
timing.
the doctor prescribed.
Yeah.
Quick, I need 30 people holding hands in here.
Form a circle. He's dead.
He was attended by Dr. Watson of the HMS Challenger.
Dr. Watson?
Oh, my God.
Holmes was busy. He's like, I can only recommend what we do. Outside of that, I've got no ideas. Sherlock's really the one who does the surgeries.
Now, the prince had been wearing a pair of brass braces,
Well, those are gone.
as we do. So the bullet hit the side of the spine and was deflected back out by the braces. After they do some immediate work on him, he's taken to a local hospital where he is cared for by nurses who had just arrived and had been trained by Florence Nightingale.
Of course. Why not?
Wait.
And shrapnel's removed from his back, and word comes that he will survive. The next morning, the Sydney Morning Herald wrote that the assassination attempt had, quote, no connection in any way whatsoever, however remote, with anything Australian.
No way. No way. Nope.
No, not us, not us.
Nope.
Not
Nope.
here,
Just
not
a
our fault.
rogue Finian.
Not our fault at all.
That's all that is.
Irish people.
Yeah,
do
goddamn
that.
Irish, right? Jesus Christ.
Irish.
Them. Unbelievable. Anyway, sorry about that parade.
The crime is not home growth. It is an importation, and we repudiate it.
Oh, no. That's where it started.
Not ours. Okay, people are furious. They are angry with the Finians. All over the country, these giant meetings are held that are called indignation meetings.
I am outraged.
Yeah.
Next, I am also outraged.
Good meeting.
Good meeting.
Larry, are you outraged? I am, sir.
Anyone here not outraged?
Me, get out.
Get the fuck out! That's outrageous. Yes, you in the back. All righty.
I can't hear.
You're in the right place.
I'm outraged, though.
Yes, no, we've been talking about that for a while. Put your fucking hand down, please.
I'm very angry about what's happened.
Yes, this is an outrage meeting. Put your goddamn hand down.
Is anybody talking about the outrage?
We all are talking about it. For God's sake. How did you even hear about this?
So at the meetings, people stand up and say how much they love the crown and hate the Finians. Most Australians felt that the scandal had shamed their integrity.
Yeah.
Really?
Posters appeared around town offering a reward of £1,000 for O'Farrell's accomplices.
Ooh.
Those who knew O'Farrell said he was a nice man, but exceedingly excitable.
Seems like the move of an excitable man.
When he left the hotel he was staying in the morning of the shooting, he threw a letter down and said, "This'll explain it all." Then he rushed out the door. "This'll explain it all." And out he goes. The attempted assassination was Dublin-born and had arrived in Australia as a child at 6 or 7 with his parents in Victoria. He failed to be ordained as a priest.
Yeah, shocker.
In 1855, fell into debt and began drinking heavily. He continued to focus on his failure of not becoming a priest. O'Farrell was passionate about the cause of Ireland, but he was very erratic, possibly mentally ill. Intelligent but paranoid, very prone to living in a fantasy world of his own creation. In January 1867, he suffered a serious mental breakdown with bouts of delirium, talking of plots to poison him, brandishing pistols, and threatening people. He started then having epileptic fits. The month he tried to kill Prince Albert, he wrote to a bishop about his ordination. He went to Sydney and stayed at Thierry's Currency Lass Hotel until asked to leave due to his strange behavior. After the shooting, he claimed to be acting as a member of the Melbourne Fenians. He later...
Oh, sorry. We don't shit where we eat. That's all right.
Talk about a niche market.
That's all right.
He later retracted that claim and said, from continually thinking and talking of the wrong things of Ireland, I became excited and filled with enthusiasm for the subject.
They need to stop calling it excitable and enthusiasm. Shot a fucking dude in the back.
Because he was excited.
I just get so excited. Butterflies.
Surprise!
Oh my God! I get so excited. Oh, my enthusiasm almost killed the prince. I'm bubbling.
It was under the influence of those feelings that I attempted to perpetrate the deed for which I am now justly called upon to suffer. He was fucking batshit crazy and acting alone. His lawyers tried to have O'Farrell found not guilty by reason of insanity, but O'Farrell was convicted and sentenced to death by a judge. Prince Alfred asked that O'Farrell not be hanged and told the governor so. His sentiment carried little weight with the colonial government.
What?
After all that shit,
he can't
to fucking show that they love the crown and how great it is, and he goes, "Don't kill that guy." Like, you're fucking. We don't want to hear your shit here.
Nah, I reckon we'll kill him still.
This is you. Blah, blah, blah. The question was one of colonial autonomy. A minister in the colonial government said, quote, "We did not think that His Royal Highness should interfere in the administration of our laws." Prince? Yeah.
Well...
Go ahead.
Right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's a fucking pile of shit.
it's all about him. It's all about his fucking whore tour.
Yeah.
And this dude shot him in the back.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, it's cool. It's like if someone rear ends you and you're like, don't worry about it.
It's a little bit worse than rear ending.
I think it's the exact same thing.
Shot.
Celia, you'll back me up on this.
Yep.
Thank you.
Feels good to have my support, doesn't it? I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
I was almost a lawyer.
Shoulda.
Prince Alfred made a full recovery and was well enough to resume command of the Galatea and sail for England on April 4th, 1868.
After a successful tour.
After a wonderful tour of your fucking great country.
Wow.
I mean, this is the best tour since Guns N' Roses and Metallica teamed up.
On
It was
April,
a bad tour.
It was a really bad tour. On April 8th, the news that O'Farrell would be executed was made public, and so he was at Darlinghurst on Monday, the 21st of April, before a large number of invited spectators, politicians, and government ministers. Many others had applied for entry but were refused. I fucking can't get in to see the fucker.
Can't believe they fucking denied it.
Jesus Christ. I'm a fucking orangeman. Can I not get in there to see this fucking Fenian
Christ
shot?
almighty.
Holy shit.
Fucking hell.
What the fuck?
Anyone scalping fucking tickets? 2 for $5 or something. Fucking hell.
After the
Did
shooting...
he have last words?
Nope.
I know what they were. Fuck, that hurts.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, take my fucking neck.
His last words were, "Kidding, I'm a Protestant."
To Canada!
After the shooting...
to Canada in the sky, and I'm going to invade it.
After the shooting, there was an anti-Irish Catholic and non-loyalist movement which lasted for many years. The Irish Protestant of the Orange Movement came into its own with its anti-Catholicism, making it attractive to new members. The idea of a terrible Fenians was used politically to further careers and spread terror. O'Farrell's brother Peated. It's, yeah, I should...
Wait,
check.
what did his brother
It's
do?
Peter, but I should check the spelling on these things.
Okay. Because that sounded like his brother masturbated for a second.
O'Farrell's brother Peter attempted to shoot Archbishop Gould on the 21st of August, 1882 in Brighton, Victoria.
Oh,
So
shit.
it's a brother
What happened?
thing.
Did he shoot
It's a
him in
brother
the
thing.
buckle as well?
Yeah.
And then I'd like to add this. So someone from Canada sent me a message after the Finian episode went up. And they said that when they were growing up, the grandparents would, if they didn't eat their vegetables, they would say the Finians are going to come for you.
What?
It was like their boogeyman.
But
like, you better make your bed or the Finians will come.
Weren't they like the worst and inept and totally incapable?
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, well, if they come, they'll fucking kill each other outside of the house, so I'm not going to eat these Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Fuck, you think I'm an idiot?
Threat.
Look, I know I'm 6, but I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do shit. The Finians are here. What happened? They fell and drowned. There wasn't even water there. I don't know how they did it, but somehow they found a way. Well,
That's
quite a
it.
lesson.
That's
Wow.
the royal tour of your wonderful country.
And then they kept coming. I'd be interested to find out who the second royal person was.
Oh, that guy was like, no, not interested, no.
But you get some golden, sex.
No.
But people, children singing to you?
No. Children singing ends
Children
with dead
burning?
boys. No. Blah, 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 blah.
But it's great.
No.
You just get shot a little
I'll do
bit.
one city.
Darwin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So that's it,
incredible.
you guys. I'm sorry.
What a good
You're learning a lot about yourselves.
country. What a great area.
Yeah. Anything else? There's still some tickets for tomorrow. If you want to come to that.
It's going to be this one again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have it.
Classic Gary, right, my man?
I'm gonna have a different ending. He doesn't get shot.
Yeah. That'd be great. Tomorrow's Dave's version, which embraces the Finian culture.
My brothers. All right. Well, you guys, thanks.
Thank you very much for coming.
We'll have posters and we'll be out there doing our thing.
Give it up for the
would.
special
Go give it
guest.
for Celia. Thank you.
Thank
please.
you. Thanks for having me. Let me not go? All right, I'll go.
And thank you. And there's still tickets available for the stand-up show at 8:30. All right.
Thank you.
guys.
We love you. Don't forget that.
Oh, yes, it's Gareth. Not Gary, stop it. Gare Force. Listen, I've got a bunch of stand-up shows coming up, and I want to see you there. We can hug. I will be at Rooster Teeth Feathers in Sunnyvale, California, April 18th, 19th, and 20th. Then I will be in Chattanooga, Tennessee, June 18th. I will be at Nashville at Zanies, June 19th. I will be in Huntsville, Alabama, June 20th. I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, June 21st, June 22nd. Then I will be in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, June 26th. Then I'll be in East Providence, Rhode Island, June 27th. Then I'll be in Boston, Massachusetts, and Boston, June 28th. That's 2 shows. I will be in Springfield, Massachusetts, June 29th, Rochester, New York, June 30th, and then July 5th through the 6th. Canada, I've heard your prayers, and I will answer them. I will be in Toronto. So come join me at the Comedy Bar. Go to GarethReynolds.com for tickets and information. That's right, Gare Force. We're calling you up. It's the big time. The big leagues. This went poorly.